Okay. So we left. I had asked one question to you that day that the rebel sepoys, they decided to go to Delhi to ask for the permission from Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was the Mughal emperor that time, that they wanted him to be their king. So if anybody has read the chapter, tell me the answer that Bahadur Shah Zafar accepted the request or not.
Ma'am, he accepted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
accepted.
Ma'am, he firstly don't accept, then he accepted when the sepoys
Yes,
force him.
initially at first he was not ready to challenge the mighty power of the British. You know that Britishers were spread all over India, and it was a big thing to challenge the mighty power of the British. But anyhow, all the rebel sepoys, they convinced them. They were able to convince Bahadur Shah Zafar to join them in their rebellion and to be their leader. So that night only, the whole night, rebel sepoys, they rode all the way to Delhi. And at Delhi also, when the Britishers, they came to know that this rebellion is heading towards Delhi and it has reached Delhi, so then they started up the war there also. But there also, these triumphant soldiers were there, and they defeated the Britishers. They killed them. They set the buildings on fire, and they snatched their guns and ammunition. And then they reached the Red Fort to meet Bahadur Shah Zafar, and there they put up their request that they wanted him to be their leader. First of all, Bahadur Shah Zafar, he was not ready to challenge the mighty power of the British. But then the aging emperor, aging means he was quite old, so aging emperor had to accept this demand. So what he did, he wrote letters to all the nearby kingdoms to join, to come forward and organize a confederacy. There's one word on page 57, the third line on the top, and organize a confederacy of Indian states to fight the British. What is the meaning of confederacy? A league means where a member of parties unite together. So where all the kingdoms, where all the kings, they come and join together, they form one league, that is confederacy. And in that, the Bahadur Shah Zafar demanded from the Indian states to join together and fight the British. So this single step taken by Bahadur Shah Zafar had great implications. Why? Now, why is it so? Why it had great implications? Because you know that time Bahadur Shah Zafar was a powerful Mughal ruler, and any step, any action taken by him had a great impact on the people. You can take the example of PM Modi. Now he is our prime minister, so if he comes sometimes to address the nation, or he brings up something, so if news is coming that he is coming live at 8 p.m., so then we get excited because he is a powerful person of the country. He is the leader, supreme leader. So when he comes, then we becomes excited that okay, fine, something will come. So same thing happened with this. So this step taken by Bahadur Shah Zafar had great implications. Means the people looked forward to Bahadur Shah Zafar, that this step, if it is taken by Bahadur Shah Zafar, so then all the other kings, they also gained confidence. The people gained courage and confidence to join the rebellion and be powerful. So what happened? First, this Mughal dynasty had ruled over a very large part of the country. So they controlled different territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler. So all the nearby kingdoms who were there nearby Delhi, so they were threatened by the expansion of British rule. They were also not happy with the British rule. They were also threatened. So many of them felt, उनको ये लगा that if the Mughal emperor could rule again, कि अगर Mughal emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar would rule again, so then they too would be able to rule their own territories. Means though they were sitting over there, sitting on the throne, but they were not having the power to take the decisions. They were working under the British rule only. So they thought that if they would join the rebellion and they would accept the request of Bahadur Shah Zafar to join the rebellion, they would also have the chance to rule their own territories once more under the Mughal authority. So this happened, and the Britishers, they were amazed, they were shocked to see that what was happening in the country. They did not expected this. They did not expect this to happen. They had thought that that was the issue of the grease cartridges, because that happened. The revolt started from that point. The revolt started from where? When the greased cartridges were brought to India, and Indian sepoys were forced to use that. So that was a small issue. So Britishers had thought that this issue would die down, but this did not die down. Instead, it resulted into a big revolt. So Bahadur Shah Zafar's decision to bless the rebellion changed the entire situation dramatically. So they had never thought that that Mughal Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar would join the rebellion against them. And then once often people see an alternative possibility, they feel inspired and enthused. So when this decision was there, that when they came to know that Bahadur Shah Zafar, the Mughal emperor, had joined the rebellion, so that gave a ray of hope to Indian people also. So they also came forward and joined. They got courage, they got confidence, they got inspired. So they also joined the rebellion. So what happened next? The rebellion spreads. So this rebellion spread over to more areas. So these were the nodal points, you can say. In this map, you can see these are the nodal points of the revolt of 1857. Means these are the important centers where the revolt was taking place. So Delhi, Meerut, Bareilly, Lucknow, Kanpur, Jhansi, Faizabad. So it started from Meerut and then they went to Delhi, and these areas, Bareilly, Lucknow, Kanpur, they also joined the rebellions, and they also joined the rebellion and fought against the British. So these were the nodal points. Means जो जितने भी आसपास के area था, the nearby areas, the nearby kingdoms, they also came together, they joined together to fight against the Britishers. So Britishers were routed from Delhi. Routed here means defeated. So here routed means defeated. So Britishers, they were defeated from Delhi, and this spread of news, when people came to know about this news that the Britishers were routed from Delhi, then the spurt of mutinies began. Spurt of means their burst of mutinies began in at other places also. So regiment after regiment, एक regiment ने join किया. Then after hearing that they have defeated Britishers in Delhi, so regiment after regiment mutinied. Regiment is the whole full army. Group of army together forms the regiment. So regiment after regiment mutinied and took off to join other troops at nodal points like Delhi, Kanpur and Lucknow. So these were the nodal points. And after that, what happened? Other people also, people from the towns, villages, they also rose up and they joined the rebellion. So rallied around local leaders, zamindars and chiefs were prepared to establish their authority and fight Britishers, because all were harassed by the Britishers. They were fed up of the British rule. So finally they got the chance, because the feeling of victory was there, was spread in the air, because slowly eventually they were defeating the Britishers, and one by one they were capturing the main places. So this feeling was there, and then they prepared themselves to establish their authority and fight the British people. So along with that, when this was happening, so in Kanpur, Nana Sahib, who was Nana Sahib? He was an adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao II.
Son of Peshwa Bajirao.
Yes. So earlier, you know that there was doctrine of lapse that would say that if there is no natural male here, so then kingdom would lapse. So along with this, when this rebellion had started and the Delhi was won over by the Indian sepoys, so then in Kanpur, Nana Sahib, he proclaimed himself as Peshwa. Means earlier this title was taken away from him. So he gathered armed forces and expelled the British garrison from the city. Garrison means ग्रुप रेजिमेंट, ब्रिटिश रेजिमेंट को उसने कानपुर से निकाल दिया. He fought a war against Britishers and then he defeated the Britishers in Kanpur. He washed away the garrison of Britishers and he proclaimed himself Peshwa, means he entitled himself. Earlier this title was snatched away from him because of this doctrine of policy. Now, after defeating the Britishers, he proclaimed himself again as Peshwa and he declared that he was a governor under Emperor Bahadur Shah Zafar. Same thing happened in Lucknow also. In Lucknow, Birjis Qadr was a king who was a son of a deposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. Lucknow mein, Lucknow is a city of Nawabs. It is known like that. So here one deposed. Uh, Deposed means when you remove someone from the power forcefully. So Britishers had removed him forcefully from the power, from the throne, this Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, and his son was there, Birjis Qadr. He was also angry on Britishers because of he was deposed. His father was deposed from the post and he too acknowledged, he proclaimed the new Nawab. उसने अपने आप को new Nawab proclaim कर दिया and he to acknowledge the suzerainty of Bahadur Shah Zafar. Suzerainty means when one country, one party have the right to control over other. Okay, so here now Bahadur Shah Zafar has the right to control other territories, so that is called the suzerainty of Bahadur Shah Zafar. He to acknowledge that, he too he too accepted Bahadur Shah Zafar as the king. So then Begum Hazrat Mahal's role in rebellion. Who was Begum Hazrat Mahal? She was mother of Birjis Qadr. Okay, it's written there here in the book also. His mother Begum Hazrat Mahal took an active part in organizing the uprising against the British. So she was the wife of deposed Nawab Wajid Ali Shah and mother of Birjis Qadr. She also took an active part in this rebellion. So you can see that one by one, all the powerful kingdoms who were already fed up with the British rule, they came together and joined the rebellion. Same way in Jhansi also, Rani Lakshmi Bai along with Tantia Tope joined the rebel sepoy. So what was the reason? You already know. I told you previously also that earlier her real son died due to some reason, and later on she adopted a son, and that was not you can say accepted by the Britishers as the new ruler of Jhansi. So she wanted to fight for the right of his son, though he was adopted, but then also she did not want to give up her kingdom, her Jhansi. Okay, so that's why that was the reason she also, along with Tantia Tope, she joined the rebel sepoy. And there was one more Rani. She is not so famous, but still if you read about her, she is equally important in the freedom fight also. So in Mandala region of Madhya Pradesh, Rani Avanti Lodi of Ramgarh has taken over the administration of her state, defeating the British. Britishers ने इसकी भी territory को ले लिया था, was taken over by the Britishers. So she also fight over the administration of her state, which was taken up by the Britishers earlier. So these are all the powerful rulers, kings or the queens, which came forward and joined the rebellion. So that shows now the position of the British rule was what? You can imagine that so much of revolt was faced by the Britishers. So somehow there was a little fear in Britishers now. So it can be seen through this that they were defeated in the number of battles. कि बहुत ज़्यादा battles में उन्होंने वो हार गए. So you can say that was this the end of the rule? No, you cannot say that. But still, because this Britishers, they had ruled over India over 100 years, so they could not end up so soon. So they also thought of some you can say some uh, some ways out to solve this situation, to fight up this situation. So what happened? So first of all, you can see that the fear can be seen. The fear could be seen in the Britishers. So on 6th August 1857, one telegram was sent by Lieutenant Colonel Tytler to his commander-in-chief, expressing the fear felt by the British. So उन्होंने अपना डर, they have mentioned their fear in these lines. They say that our men are cowed by the numbers opposed them. Cowed means to frighten someone, to force someone to do something. So our men are cowed by the number. Suppose that means so many people are gathered together here in India and they are fighting against us. And the endless fighting means war after war, one after another. So every village is held against us. The zamindars have risen to oppose us. So earlier, you know that they did not dare to raise up their voices against the Britishers, but now that feeling, that spirit of victory was there, and every village is held was held against them, and the zamindars also stood up against them. So this was the situation, but you can say that this was not the end of the British rule. So many new leaders came up to join this rebellion. On page 58, third paragraph. So there were some more leaders who came up to join this rebellion. Three were there. First was Ahmadullah Shah. He was a Maulvi. So you can say people from different areas, Maulvis, soldiers, sepoys, farmers, normal people. So all of them joined together to join this rebellion to fight against the Britishers. So you can imagine the situation, that what kind of situation was there that time. So how frustrated these Indians were there that time, and the Britishers, what they had done to them, so that they had set up this revolt against them. So one was there, Ahmadullah Shah, underline in your book also on page 58, third paragraph. Examples. These are examples of some more leaders who came up to join this rebellion. Ahmadullah Shah, a Maulvi from Faizabad. Who was he? He was a Maulvi from Faizabad. He prophesied. Prophesied means prediction of the future. Someone who can predict the future. So he said that this thing would happen in the future. He prophesied that rule of British would end soon. So he said, he predicted the future, that the rule of British would end soon. So that caught the imagination of the people. So people wanted to hear this. So raised a huge force of supporters. So this Maulvi also, he raised a huge force of supporters. People supported him a lot, and he also came to Lucknow to fight British. Then, second important person was Bakhat Khan. Bakhat Khan was a soldier from Bareilly, and he took charge of the large force of fighters who came to Delhi, and he became a key military leader of the rebellion. And the third is Kuvar Singh. So Kuvar Singh, he was also a sepoy. He joined the rebel sepoys, battled with the British for many months, and you can say more leaders and fighters were there from across the land who joined the fight. So many people were there. You can say, if you read only about this person, there is so much, means they have their own life stories, how they joined, what they did, what how they contributed to the rebellion. So you can say these all important people were there who came forward and joined the rebellion. So now, after this, then when all the people across the land are joining together, so then would the Britishers would sit quietly? वो चुपचाप करके बैठे रहते? No, obviously no. They would put up a fight. Means they will come with double energy and passion. So what happened? Unnerved means not disturbed. Means the Britishers, they were, you can say, they were mighty power, but they were little scared, but they did not lose hope. So they did not lose hope that we could easily give up and we could easily leave India and go to our own country. So what happened? Unnerved by the scale of the upheaval. Upheaval means this massive, huge revolt. So they were not disturbed. The company decided to repress the revolt with all its might. उन्होंने ये decide किया that what all things are happening, so this is now the time that we could call more army from the England, and we have to put up more pressure on them to suppress them, to repress them. So brought reinforcement from England. So as a result, what happened? They decided that they will put up a fight against them, and they brought more army from England, and they passed new laws so that the rebels could be convicted with ease. So what happened? It brought reinforcements from England, passed new laws so that the rebels could be convicted with ease, and then moved into the storm centers of the revolt. So what they decided, that from where they should attack the important centers, the nodal points first. they should attack Delhi first. They should recapture Delhi because that is the main center point. Because there Bahadur Shah Zafar is there. That is the, you can say, the pillar, the pillar of support for these rebellions. So they went to Delhi and they recaptured Delhi with double force, which was called from England. And finally, Delhi was recaptured from the rebel forces in September 1857. So you can say that only 2 months were there. In May, I think in May they went to Delhi to make them their leader in May 1857. May, then what comes after May? June, July, August, only 3 months. Just after 3 months, in September 1857, they were able to recapture Delhi. So Bahadur Shah Zafar and his wife Begum Zeenat Mahal were sent to prison in Rangoon. Where is Rangoon? Can anyone tell me?
Madhya Pradesh.
Myanmar.
Myanmar. Yes, very good. Who said? It is in Myanmar. Yes. So what happened? So yes, he was captured. He was investigated, and he was sentenced to life imprisonment. And he and his wife Begum Zeenat Mahal were sent to prison in Rangoon. Earlier it was known as Rangoon. Now it is no more known as Rangoon. It is known as Yangon. Yangon. So now it is known as Yangon and is the largest city of Myanmar. So then they were sent to prison in Rangoon in October 1858, and Bahadur Shah Zafar died in the Rangoon jail in November 1862. He died over there because he was already old. I told you, the aging emperor. So what happened? The recapture of Delhi, however, did not mean that the rebellion died down. So it doesn't mean that after Bahadur Shah Zafar now died, no more. So then, so would it let you think that the rebellion died down? No, the rebellion did not die down. People continued to resist and battle the British. The British had to fight for 2 years to suppress the massive forces of popular rebellion. So you can say that how long this rebellion last? It lasted for 2 years. Means it started in 1857, and this rebellion was crushed in 1859. Okay, so and in between this, so when first they recaptured Delhi, then after that slowly all the these kingdoms who were fighting against them, they were also crushed down. So Lucknow was again taken over in March 1858. Rani Lakshmi Bai was defeated and killed in June 1858, and Tantia Tope, who was with Rani Lakshmi Bai, he went to jungles. He escaped. पहले ये बच गया था. He escaped to the jungles, and then he started fighting guerrilla wars from there. It's written in your book on page 59, 1, 2, 3, third paragraph, second last line. Tantia Tope escaped to the jungles of central India and continued to fight a guerrilla war. What is a guerrilla war? Guerrilla war means where a small group of people fight against large forces. So इसने क्या किया? He went there, he escaped to the jungles, and then he took the support from the local peasants over there. वहाँ पे जो tribal people थे, local tribal people and the peasants, he took support of them and he formed a small group of rebel, and then he was putting small fights against the forces of the Britishers, but eventually he was also captured and he was investigated and killed in April 1859. So what was the reason? पहले क्या था कि जीतते जा रहे थे, एक के बाद एक के बाद एक के बाद. First they were winning continuously, now they were defeating continuously. So why? What is the reason? Because you know that when one win is there, I told you that that winning spirit is there. So if one group of people is winning over winning a small fight, so that gives the confidence to other people also, that if we can win this, we can win other also. So that this winning spirit was there. Now when they came to know that Bahadur Shah Zafar died, then there is recapture of Delhi, then Lucknow, Rani Lakshmi Bai, all were dying, all were defeating. So then that led to the loss of confidence in them, and then they started running away from. That increased desertions. Desertions means they started running away from their territories just to save their lives. So this happened just as victories against the British had earlier encouraged rebellion. कि पहले victories थी, जीतते जा रहे थे, that encouraged rebellion, and now the defeat. Now they were continuously they were getting the defeats from the Britishers, so that encouraged desertions. And the British also tried their best to win back the loyalty of the people. So what happened, you know, that the Britishers, they did not want to leave India that time, because they had made up, they have spread their power, and they were getting interest, their own interest was there in India. They were getting good revenues from there, and they were trade was also carried out. So they were having their own interest in India, so that's why they did not want to leave India that time. So what they did, the British also tried their best to win back the loyalty of the people. So they wanted to rule over India for more time. So that's why it was important for them कि वो जो लोगों का faith है, they should gain the faith of the people again. So it was important for them to rule again. So that's why it is important for them to win back the loyalty of the people. And for that, what they did, क्या किया उन्होंने? They started the process of liberalization of policies. Earlier the policies which were made by them, जो policies उन्होंने पहले बनाई थी, that were very harsh, very cruel, they were very strict in rules. So now they started liberalization of policies, means they said that first of all उन्होंने बोला that the people who are still there and those who will surrender us, means जो हमारे आगे surrender कर देंगे, that will be forgiven, उनको माफ कर दिया जाएगा, and they can be they will be rewarded also, कि उनको reward भी किया जाएगा, and they will be allowed to acquire their territories. So this was done just to lure them so that they should stop fighting against the Britishers and they should join them. So this was the thing, you know, some people were there in between. I told you earlier also that this divide and rule policy was adopted by the Britishers to break up the unity of India. If had not it was not there, this if little more courage would have been shown by the Indians, that we would have got independence that time only. But because of this divide and rule policy, some were cheaters in between, some were leaking the information, some were supporting the Britishers. So because of that, because of the lack of unity among Indian kings and Nawabs and the people also, so this would not happen, this could not happen that time. So this happened, they started liberalization, and they said that if you will meet up, if you will surrender, then we will reward you. And those who did not surrender, they were punished. So when they were captured, they were killed instantly, right? So then what happened? So list of important changes are there. Last part of the chapter means, so this was all about revolt of 1857, means how it was there, or it was on such a big level, but somehow it did not lead to the success, you can say, because I told you the reasons. So many reasons were there, because they could not fight up against the Britishers. They were mighty power, they called more army from the England, and then our people only, they cheated, they did not have the unity among them. So what happened, they want the Britishers, they wanted to control further, and to control further, to rule India again, they were required to change their policies. So what were the changes they brought up after the revolt of 1857? So means no doubt that they took over again, no doubt Britishers ने दोबारा power संभाली, but they were shaken. वो हिल गए थे वो revolt of 1857 से. It was such a big threat against them that they were shaken. They felt the fear. एक बार तो वो डर गए थे that this is the end of the rule. But somehow they managed to regain, and now to control further, to rule again, they were required to change their policies, because they had seen that threat, they had faced so much revolt by the people. So what were the changes that were brought up by the British after the war, this revolt of 1857? So list of important changes are there. The power of the company was transferred to the British crown. See, earlier only who was ruling? That was East India Company. Only the company came. But now, first the company was there, so only company power was there. But now the power of the company was transferred to the British crown, means the British Parliament. पूरा का पूरा जो उन्होंने power pass on कर दी to the British Parliament, means the whole of the India was now under the British country, you can say, not only the company. Then British Parliament passed a new act in 1858. Member of British Cabinet was appointed as Secretary of State of India, means they started appointing their own personals in India, and earlier Governor Generals were there. Now this title of Governor General was converted to Viceroy. Okay, now we know that Viceroy. So Viceroys means earlier Governor Generals who were there, now they were entitled, that title was converted to Viceroy. So Viceroy is the personal representative of the crown. So that means direct responsibility went to the British Parliament. British Parliament को power चलेगी, and it was now India was under the direct responsibility of the British Parliament, not only the company. Then what happened, and this they did because they wanted more support from the British, from the England से उनको ज़्यादा support चाहिए थी, so that's why they handed over full India power of India to British Parliament. And then second was all ruling chiefs of the country were assured. जितने भी chiefs थे, kings थे, nawabs थे, that were assured that their territories would never be annexed in future, कि उनकी territories उनकी ही रहेंगी, उनसे नहीं छीनी जाएंगी, allowed to pass on their kingdom to their heirs, adopted son. So this was also done. Earlier they said कि adopted son could not rule the kingdom, could not acquire the kingdom, but now they liberalized that even adopted son can acquire the kingdom. So however, they put always this however, because they had to acknowledge British Queen as their sovereign paramount. So they said that okay, fine, no problem, you can rule your territories on your own, but you have to be, yes, Preeti ma'am.
Ma'am, 2 minutes left and few students are raising their hand. They want to.
No problem. Monday is a doubt session. You can note down your doubts. Monday we'll be discussing the questions and the doubts from the chapter. Okay. So you can write down your doubts. Now let me finish this. Then, however, they had to acknowledge British Queen as their sovereign paramount. So what happened? They said, ki, theek hai, you can rule your territories, but you have to be under one supreme power of the British Queen. So what all decisions you cannot take independently. You have to be under the British rule only. Then third change was that then in the army, Indian soldiers proportion decreased. Indian soldiers का जो proportion था उनको कम कर दिया, and European soldier proportion was increased. Why? You know the reason, because they wanted to have their own people in the army so that they could not revolt against them. Then instead of recruiting soldiers from Awadh, Bihar, Central India and South India, more soldiers would be recruited from among Gurkhas, Sikhs and Pathans. Why? Because they had good relations with the this Britishers, and they trusted them. These people, they were trusted by the Britishers, so they decided that they would have more of Gurkhas, Sikhs and Pathans in the British army. Then 4, 5, 6, 3 points, small points are there. You can read on your own. Muslims land and property was confiscated, means seized. उनकी Muslims की property seize कर दी थी on a large scale, because you know Mughal emperor, they were not in favor of the Mughals and they were treated with suspicion and hostility. The British decided to respect the customary religious and social practices को respect करेंगे, and policies were made to protect the landlords and zamindars and give them the security of rights over their lands. So after this, a new phase of history began after 1857, right? So I will take up the doubts on Monday. Monday will be the doubt session and question answer discussion. And today I'll send you one small assignment of short questions. One word questions will be there. So you read the chapter thoroughly and try to find out that one word answers from them. And you can note down your doubts. We will be taking the doubts on Monday. Clear? So I hope it's clear to you now.